reality, a light flowing down from the heavenlies, and we are here reaching out. The word of God is all we need. Who the sun sets free is free indeed. So God, please speak to me, reaching the next generation.
Well, greetings and welcome to Reaching the Next Generation. I'm Jerome Jones, and it is another honor to be here with you today. It's really early. It's about just past 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, a.m. And I want to talk to you, though, about my health talk show. And I'm gonna get right out in front of this. And I've asked this question and put it out here so that you can kind of answer it. And that is, why should you listen to me? I'm not a doctor. I don't practice any medicine, has never been to any medical school, has never had anything to do with medications. And so why in the world would you listen to me as opposed to all of the hospitals and the nurses and the doctors and the many drugs that is on our shelves in stores all over the world, and many professionally trained individuals that are responsible for subscribing our medication. In fact, they've gone to school and spent many years and invested thousands upon thousands of dollars to achieve such education, such knowledge. So why in the world would you listen to somebody that has no medical training, doesn't even know the formation of any kind of drug, just have absolutely no qualified knowledge about this, and yet he's supposed to be one that I listen to on a health talk show? So that's the question, and I know that questions kind of run through people's minds as they see a subject like this. They start to wondering, are you now telling me you're in medical field and you have some medical training? I don't have any medical training, so absolutely none. Now, but you still should listen to me. I know that goes against conventional wisdom, but I got a reason why you should listen to me. And I think the reason you should listen to me trumps all of those other reasons that you might have that say you should listen to me, shouldn't pay me any mind, give no credence to what I say. So I want you to understand that I get how it is easy for people to dismiss us. But I want to talk to you today about something that is so serious in the industry of medical professions, in the lives of multi-millions of people, and that is weight loss. Weight loss and a better health. And I want to talk to you from an authentic position, not from a position of theory, but authentic. And so I want you to just follow me, because I'm going to be doing these shows every week. We're going to set a set time to do our health talk show. And many of you see us in our other operations, such as our cooking channel, our ministry of the teaching and preaching of the word channel. And now we're going to have a regular health talk, healthcare talk. And I will say over and over, we are not talking from any type of medical background, medical field, medical training. Don't prescribe any medications whatsoever, and wouldn't even know the formation of any medicine. But I've got something that I know you need, and I know that I've got evidence of the success of what I've got. And so I'm going to talk to you about how you can change your weight loss regimen and how you can get better health. You know, being overweight is contributing to the vast majority of the deaths. You know, that being overweight contribute to heart disease, it contribute to high blood, it contribute to diabetes, it contribute to all of these things that takes people out every single day. And yet, there are those that are constantly struggling with trying to lose weight. You know, no matter what they do, no matter how they diet, they go jogging, they go swimming, walking, they do all these things, and they on milkshakes, or they're fasting, or they're cutting out carbs and zero caffeines, and down measuring their sugar intake, and they're doing all of these things, and yet they're still gaining weight. They're not able to lose the weight. Mothers that have children, and they call it baby fat, and they just never seem to get back to their form. I know some do, but we're talking about the vast majority. And you don't have to just take my word for it. I say the same thing in this as I would say when I'm preaching the word. You don't have to take my word for it. Just look around you. Just stop for a moment and look around you. Those of us that are in the church, stop for a moment and look around. And you'll see that the women in the church, or the men in the church, are constantly increasing their weight. And I know it's an old thing among the church people that say that's all we do is just sit around and eat. But we can still sit around and eat, and we don't have to gain weight. We don't want the punishment of or the payoff for you losing weight is not being able to eat, because that's not happiness. That doesn't bring any happiness there. So we don't want that to be the punishment or the payoff, and it doesn't have to be. I want to talk from a position. First of all, I've been involved with dietary supplements and with natural herbs for more than 25, 30 years now. And I can tell you that it has paid great dividends. I am a living testimony of the things that I'm going to talk to you about. You know, because you don't have to be sick, and you don't have to fill your body with all kinds of drugs. I know that there are many people today that are got more medicine in their homes, and some, as that you would think they are selling the medicine. I mean, they got pills after pills after pills, and they've got all kind of prescriptions, and it is costing you an arm and a leg just to keep up. And there are many people in this society today that are suffering between buying their medication and buying grocery to put on the table. This is a serious problem, and it is not one to be taken lightly. You know, if you go to your medicine cabinet right now, or on your dresser, wherever you keep your medications, and look at how many medicines that you have, over-the-counter medications as well as prescriptions. Just take a look at that and ask yourself this question: is that the way you want to keep living? Is that the way you want to live the rest of your life? Some of you are 50, 60, 70 years old, and you're constantly, drowning yourself or throwing down pills. You're constantly having to take this. You got to take this and you got to take that. But that's not God's way either. And I just want to talk to you about something that works. That's someone asked me about this, and that phrase that I just said, and I said, well, there's one thing I can tell you. And they said, what is that? I said that this really works. I don't know all the other stuff, but this works. In other words, this is going to get the results that we talk to you about, that it's going to give. It's not going to be hyperbole or false advertisement and all that kind of stuff, and just to hype up you and get something. If you're looking for that kind of stuff, you're in the wrong place. If you're looking for a cheap operation that's going to just work a miracle, you're in a sense that it's not going to cost you nothing, no, you're in the wrong place. That's not the way it is. However, the thing that we're going to share with you today is far less costly than what you're already doing. So, and what you're already doing is not keeping the weight off. You know how sometimes we go on a diet and we drop 5, 10 pounds on that diet. But when we come off that diet, somehow it seems that those pounds also come back. So many of you have lived a life of up and down, and you were the down was when you was dieting. So the cost of you losing weight was yet to give up foods that you love, foods that you enjoyed all of your life. That was the cost. And then soon as you came off that diet, the weight also increased, and sometimes you gain even a little bit more than you had originally, because now you're really going after those foods with a increased appetite. Okay, so you can also examine yourself in these areas that I'm talking about, because I want you to see something. I'm not going to sell you nothing without the education. In fact, the things that I'm going to recommend for you, that I have, you can't even get it until you get the education, because this is too much of people just trying to have a quick sale, people that's just trying to do something and it's not really helping people. I've been on a certain vitamin, I've been on a certain juice and things like that since 1992. And one of the products since 1997, I've been on it consistently, throughout, and it has just worked. It just works. And I'm not just talking about me, but the Cleveland Clinic will tell you it works. The major hospital studies will tell you that it works. We got thousands of testimonies that tells you that it worked, proven clinical studies, beta testing, all kinds of scientific studies that says it does work. It's not something that is theorizing. Okay, so how do you do that? One of the things that I also share and will be constantly sharing is that at early on I recognized that I was over the recommended weight for a person that was my height and age. I recommended that I was over that weight, and I made it a point that I didn't want to be this overweighted person. I didn't want to be a person that was, just carrying a lot of excessive weight. And I don't say this to be judgmental about no one or to make anyone feel bad. But I knew that I would feel bad if I was just carrying a lot of weight, because there was a time that I was carrying weight and that I didn't appreciate when I looked at my own self. I didn't appreciate looking at my own self, and I saw where that was going. But I loved to eat the foods that I was eating, and and I didn't like to exercise. I didn't like to diet, and I didn't like going into the gym and all that kind of stuff. That I saw people doing, and I saw that happening over and over. And the point of information and reference here, look around and see how many gyms have opened up, how many fitness centers that you have all over the country, all over the world, and they're crowded with people in them early in the morning, all during the day, late at night. People are in these gyms trying to rev up this regiment so that they can maintain a certain physical image in their body and not just get overweight. But somehow they're still getting overweight. They're not losing the weight. Somehow they're still they're paying for the gym. They're paying by having to get up all different times. Some go early in the morning. They have to accommodate their schedule to go in and put in the time, put in the hard work, and then they have to go walking or jogging. They do all these things, but when they look in the mirror, not all people, but the majority of them, and I'm going to keep telling you the majority because it is the majority, and there's a reason it is the majority. Because if the majority of the people were getting well and it was permanent, they would need to go in the gym like that. These fitness centers would not exist like they do today. Same thing, if the drugs that you're taking were getting you well, you would need the pharmaceuticals that you have, and they would make any money. So they're not designed to get you permanently well. They're designed to put a band-aid on the issue so that you will have to continue to patronize them to get another band-aid, and then to patronize them to get another band-aid. So they're actually not treating the cause of the problem. They're treating the symptom of the problem. And so it's just like you out there and you got this tree in your yard and you don't want it to be there anymore. Well, it won't help that tree disappear because you go out and clip one of the branches. You can go out and clip one of the branches, but 2 or 3 more branches will grow up right where you clip that one. That's literally true. Okay? So you're not going to get rid of the tree just because you clip a branch. But if you want to really get rid of the tree, see, because the pharmaceuticals don't want to get rid of the tree. They want to clip a branch because they know 2 or 3 more branches are going to grow. This is why they'll say, beware of this, because these side effects, I was listening to some of the side effects, and some of them is heart failure. Some of them can be fatal. And I'm thinking, why would I want to take something that has the potential now to give me a fatal heart attack or to be fatal in any way? Why would I want to take that when that is the thing that's supposed to cure me? So the pharmaceuticals and the drug companies, they simply want you to keep coming back, because if you stop coming, who will buy their drugs? And if no one buy their drugs, where would their profits be? How would they exist? So they're not in the business of making you well. They're in the business of keeping you repeatedly coming to them, desiring more of their drug formations. That's what they're designed to do. So they'll give you a drug for this, and then they'll create another drug that have a slight twist on it and give you another drug, and you're progressively becoming a drug addict legally. See, and you're not getting well. Now, there are millions of people all over the world that will attest to what I'm saying to be the absolute truth. Some of you are listening to me and watching. You got people in your family that you're looking around and saying, now that's just the truth. Go look in their medicine cabinet. They got drugs after drugs after drugs. Watch them. You're right there with them. You see it, and you know, and perhaps you are one yourself. But I'm here to tell you that you don't have to be. I have a tremendous product, but before I get you there, because you're gonna have to hear the education, because I want you to see that the mindset of those that are behind the drug companies is not to get you permanently well. That's why you keep going back to the store over and over and over. Every time you get a symptom, what we do, we go get a drug for it. And so you're not treating the cause. But if you dig that tree up by the root, cut the root up, pluck it up at the root, then you don't have to worry about the symptoms, because all of the symptoms is stemming from the root. And if you destroy the root, then all of the branches die. And that's what I want to do with your weight loss regimen and your better health life. That's why this is health talk, healthcare talk. I'm not a doctor. I'm going to say this over and over. I've never practiced medicine. I know nothing about the formation of a prescription, and I don't propose any medications whatsoever. But I want you to know that there is a way that you can be healthy. You know, I said earlier that I've been involved with natural products for 30 years. And I have natural products that I take that have no drugs, that are caffeine free. They are not have any stimulants, and they have no side effects, and they literally work. That's the key. They work, you know. And so I want you to get a chance to take a look at this. I'm not going to be here much longer because healthcare talk is just going to be highlighting a product that I'm well acquainted with, and I have a link that I'm going to post that you can go to that link, get that product, get the information, make your best educated decision, purchase that product, and get started on the way to better health. Now you don't have to worry about it because the product that I have is 100% money back guaranteed. In other words, if you take this product and you don't get the results, it doesn't satisfy you, just let them know and you'll get 100% of your money refunded with no questions asked, and that's up to 6 months. You know, they're not talking about just 30-day money back guarantee, but we're talking about 6 months. I deal with companies that have a reputation, that have verifiable evidence, evidence that what they are telling us is actual. And then I said earlier that I'm talking to you from an authentic position. And that is because I have personally been in a person that have used these products, and I can tell you that they have worked in a tremendous way. 30 years ago, I have in right here in this room, I'm going to show you, I'm going to do this in another broadcast, but right here in this room in my closet, I have clothes that I wore 25 years ago and 30 years ago. Now just imagine, most people cannot get in their clothes. They grow out of them. They can't get in their clothes. You go back and say, well, I wish I could wear what I wore 30 years ago. I know many ladies would say, I wish I could get in that dress I was in 30 years ago. Many guys, that suit you wore 30 years ago, maybe it wouldn't fit now, see? And that's because you have increased in your gaining of weight. But I have a suit that I bought 25 years ago. I still have it today. I wore it 3 weeks ago in my services here. I wore it at church 3 weeks ago. I have another outfit that I had 30 years ago, and I still have it hanging in the closet there today. Can get in it. And in fact, some of the things that I have that I wore 25 and 30 years ago, some of them are too big for me now. And so I know that I haven't taken any other medications. I don't diet. I don't like dieting, and I don't like going exercising and all that. I mean, when I was a younger guy, a young adult, a young teenager, I could do some exercising, but I've never been that fond of that. I did some calisthenics because I was in the martial arts, but I didn't care to just go to the gym like people go to the gym religiously, and always having to get up and drag myself to the gym and get in there and be pushing heavy weights and swatting down with heavy weights and putting all, I just never could take to having a regimen where I just had to do that. And that was going to be the method by which I stayed healthy. Because I just never saw that as the remedy. So, what got me here? How did I maintain my weight when I'm a chef? I'm around food all the time. I bake all kind of pies and cakes. I come up baking pies for Patisserie in West Palm Beach, Florida, and also was the baker and the manager of Patisserie of Mother Butler Pies rather in Fort Lauderdale for years, and I also owned and operated Mr. Jones Pies Incorporated that shipped pies and breads and biscuits to 47 cities throughout the state of Florida. I have been around a lot of food all of my life. How did I maintain this weight? How did I maintain this health? How did I maintain? Now, I'm going to be the first one to tell you that I understand when I say how did I maintain it, I'm not implying that it was just me alone or my effort, because at the end of the day it is God that keeps us. It is God that I contribute my being to. And it is that God, though, that gave me the understanding and gave me the knowledge and afforded me the opportunity to come into the natural herbs, not this drug-induced products that will further harm my body, but a product that will have me lay down and go to sleep at night and not have to take sleeping pills or and not lay down and try to go to sleep and be wrestling all night and getting up in the morning feeling tired and sluggish and having to drag myself out of bed and having to have a cup of coffee just to wake up and having to have something to pick me up in the morning, and I understand this is the society that many people are living in, but I was able to go to bed and really rest, because when you first lay down at night, your brains and mindset keeps working, and sometimes we don't really start resting until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And now it's time to be getting up. So that's why you get up and you feel sluggish, you feel tired, because you just now started relaxing. You know how people say that sleep was just getting good? It's because the body just started resting. So I'm going to be sharing with you about a product that's going to tell you why your body it responds the way it responds. But I have all natural. There's no drugs in these products. There's no side effects, there's negative side effects, and the ultimate is they work. So I want to put on the screen just the information, and you could pick this information off. You can take this website right here. If you go there and click on that website, you'll have to, in fact, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to, let's see if I can, maybe I can. I want to put let's see, did I put that there? Yes, it's already there. So there's a phone number there. You could text or call me, and I will text you the link, because that's a link that you will have to get that right. It'll be hard for you to get that link right just by you writing it down now, but it'll be on the screen. And if you are going to write it down, just make sure you write it exactly the way it is. Put it into your browser, go there, and if you click on that link, then you'll see a full video that gives the education of this natural herb. It's 100% natural. There's no drugs there in it. It's caffeine free, and watch the video all the way to the end. Watch it all the way through, because there's some questions that's going to be asked, and there's some things that you will see what applies to you. You don't need nobody whispering in your ear. You don't need nobody trying to put no pressure on you to just buy something. You know, a lot of times when these presentations are made, people are just hell bent on just getting the sale. And that's not the right way. I don't want you buying something without the education, and I don't want you getting something feel it because of an overhype and unnecessary pressure that some salesman is putting forth. I want you, because we are ministers, I want you to be able to look at what we're telling you, examine what we're telling you against your own life, and if you're overweight, you already know that. You don't need anybody to tell you that. See, I'm telling you this will change that. That's what I am telling you. I'm telling you that your health will get a whole lot better. And I am telling you that you don't have to keep taking all of these prescriptions and things like that. Now, of course, as we all know that the society that we're living in, this is not meant to be instructional as it relates to your doctor. You should check everything out with your doctor. Make sure that you are comfortable, and you can run everything through your doctor and examine it. But even if your doctor, at the end of the day, your doctor's not living in your body. You are. Your doctor's not carrying that excessive weight. You are. And if you get healed where you don't have to keep going to the doctor, then the doctor won't be able to sustain those high costs of services. Okay? So what I'm telling you, you have to examine, is that the life that you want? This product is all natural. You take one a day with a glass of water and you're done. You can eat the food that you've been eating and love. You can continue to, you don't have to be exercising if you don't want to. If you want to exercise, I like to swim. When it's convenient and hot, I like to swim. But if you want to exercise, you can do whatever you want. What we are presenting to you, that you don't have to. And this will burn off the fat. One of the things that you're going to learn about this product is that, first of all, it's going to educate you on what is white fat and brown fat. See, you wouldn't know that just dry long. You just wouldn't just know that. But your body has brown fat and it has white fat. And the reason you gained weight and maintain that weight is because you have a decrease in your body of brown fat. When brown fat is decreased in your body, then you are going to retain weight, and because you're going to burn much less calories. You can diet, you can go to exercising gyms, you can do all of those things, but if you are losing brown fat, your body's going to retain that fat, store it up, and that's why you get big stomachs, bellies. That's why you get a lot of things that you don't want, because you have lost brown fat. But now, when white fat is what contributes to that weight, see, but brown fat, if you increase the amount of brown fat in the body, then it will block those avenues that is being used to store up fat, and it will cause your metabolism to burn off 3 and 4 and 5 times. Anything 2-3 times the fat in the same day, doing no exercises, doing no diet and etc. But it'll cause your body to just burn the calories much quicker. So even if you're eating your pizzas and your ice creams and the food that you love to eat, it's still going to melt that fat, because that brown fat will block all of the avenues so that that fat cannot be stored. You see, and so there's so much science to this, and there's so much education to it. This is why when you were a young kid and we was young, we can just eat and seem like we never gain weight. When we just eat, and we didn't even think about, well, I can't eat this because I'm going to gain weight. But as we got older, when you hit around about 35, that's when it really began to show, because the brown fat is being decreased in your body and your metabolism is slowing down. And so now the white fat can store a lot more fat. And if that fat is stored in your body, it's going to show up on your body. As I said, I'm not a doctor. I don't know nothing about prescriptions. I've never practiced any medical services at all. But I can say to you that I have tested and tried these products, and they're not prescription drugs. They're all natural. And I don't just have one. I have several health products that will change the dynamics of your health and improve it in such a way. If I lay down and sleep for 3 hours, I can get up feeling like I slept for 10. I'm not drowsy, and I'm not druggy, and I'm not this. My energy levels are great. My agility is great, and it's just because I'm not pumping in my body all of these prescription drugs, where each of them also have negative side effects. And I'm going to share with you in another broadcast. Not going to do it now. But if you want me to, here's what you can do. You reach out to me, and I've got a product that is selling so much that there is none available. If you order it now, the earliest you can get it is March the 15th, because of the backlog in orders. That's the earliest you can get it. And this product was formulated by a man of God who went through the scriptures and took all of the medical herbs of that he needed to create and formulate this product. He got 8 of them, and they work wonders, for the health. No drugs, 100% natural, and no side effects at all. So when I talk to you about the products on our healthcare talk, it'll be because we have products that has been tested and proven to perform the way they were presented. I know one of the problems that many people have is trying to decide, well, there's so much out there, what do I believe? Well, you can look to sites like this one, because I've been reviewing products for years. I even have a product review website that I created years and years ago, that we'll take a product and we'll go through it and research it and review it and look at what other people reviews have been about that product. What did they say about the product when they got on it? What kind of negative effects did they register as a result of those products? What were their reviews? So I've been reviewing products and reviewing not just medical products, but reviewing things. I have a JJ review website. So, and it'll have product reviews, and it'll just go through and pick a product and review it. And I'm going to have that site to pull up and let you take a look at a product that we're going to review. I'm actually going to be having this product and many others on that particular site, because we want you to know the education behind the product, because we won't sell you a product without giving you the education of it first. Someone asked me about the product and about the weight loss program, and I said to them, until I give you the education, I can't sell you the product. So what I did, I sent them the link so they can get the education of it. And I'm going to tell you something, it's so valuable with all of the drugs that's on the shelf today, with all of the products that is out there worldwide, and all of the different opinions from this doctor, that doctor, it is so valuable to have at your exposal, or at your fingertips, someone that have spent a few decades on natural products and reviewing natural products that thousands of others have been on. That's a valuable piece of data for you to have when you're choosing, because if you add up all the money that you spent on the medication that's in your medicine cabinet right now, add up all the money you're spending on subscriptions right now, you could have taken just a fraction, less than 1/10 of that, less than 1/100th of that, and been 1,000 times healthier. That's what healthcare talk is all about with Bishop Jerome Jones. Well, that's going to do it. Get the link there. Text me or call me. My number's there on the screen, and I will be glad to send you the link and get your link, get the education, and get on the pathway to a better life with your health. Until the next time, I'm yours truly. I'm Jerome Jones, saying if you go with God, He will surely go with you. Do have, by all means, a Jesus-filled day.